Aaron, hey, welcome to Membership Maker.
Thanks, Ward. Excited to be here. Excited to have a nice chat with you.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's just kick things off. Let folks know, who are you and what is the membership business that we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, I'm Aaron De Jong. I am the founder, owner, operator, head trainer at a studio in Vancouver called Movement 108. It was an in-person studio for 6.5 years, and then this year we flipped it over into an on-demand membership platform where we film our classes or our workouts and we post them for our members, and that lives in our membership space.
And give folks an idea roughly how large was the in-person studio, like in terms of customers or clients you had coming in a weekly basis or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it fluctuated. I started super small, and then we went into a bigger space. Our space was 2,000 square feet. We had a second space and still have a second space where we do our filming, which is another 1,500 square feet. So at our peak, we had 12 trainers. We had like 2,500 people through a month. That's 2,500 visits, probably about 800 unique people. Our class sizes were anywhere from 3 to 15 people, and we had 7 classes a day throughout the week. And then we specialized in personal training as well. So it was a pretty robust community. It was a really fun space, and and then converting that over into something more digital focused. It's quite a trip.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. So, kind of speaking of the community growth you mentioned, speaking of growing the business, like you've been mentioning, how have you sort of kept your brand alive despite shifting fully to a digital platform?
Yeah, I think like so. I don't really know. Number one, I think like that's like an ongoing thing. It'll be really interesting over the next 8 months to see what the retention rate on online platforms are for people who become really comfortable with especially exercise at home or in a remote environment, versus how many people go back to gyms. Um, what we've done, I think a big thing is like being an honest person who shares the real life things that they're going through and real life things that are happening in our climate and our culture and our society is important. And I think like, yes, we are an exercise platform, and within that, it's very important to be human and show who I am and who our trainers are. Like the encouragement is always be yourself, talk about what's important to you, and make sure that you're being inclusive and like educational and open to the people who will be watching this video. Because now it's not two-way, it's one way, but we still have to be human. And a lot of people who are sticking with the on the platform, like that is the community sort of connect and feel that they are like, okay, this isn't just a big box, Peloton or Apple or Nike training club where that person is just very robotic in studio doing their thing. And that's really not our competition, right? We're a boutique fitness space that people got to know us as humans, and then to enjoy our exercise sort of methodology. So I think there's the sharing part, being open, honest, vulnerable, and then I think on the other side, we're still problem solving. We still do Instagram lives. We've done some like Zoom community connects where we do sort of like educational hour-long things that our members are interested in learning about. We did in the summer. We did a lot of outdoor classes to supplement the online stuff. So it's very a hybridized online thing. But there's also just this thing in the world called Zoom fatigue right now. Like people are fatigued from being on a screen. So we're like, how do we create that without asking you to sit for another hour on your computer? And that's been an interesting problem, right?
I was going to say, did you figure that one out? Because I'm looking for a solution.
Everyone's looking to solve that problem, man. I think like there's like an element where I think the hybrid moving forward, like the convenience of the remote access to everything is unbelievable now. And I think we're going to see social spaces, especially gyms, exercise studios in my industry, be a lot more about the social because people are now going to have access to sweat wherever they want to go. So it really is about like the quality of the product you're offering and then the community space that you're providing, whether that be digital or in person. And I think that will be some form of a hybrid model, but it won't be the same as it's been in the last 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, just because people are starved for human connection, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's something that past listeners of our podcast know well, that I've said before. Like having a community, an engaged community around your business is one of the key markers we've seen for the most successful membership businesses on our platform on MemberSpace.
Totally.
Because at the end of the day, most of what anyone provides online is a quasi commodity in a sense, right? Like I'm sure what you provide is wonderful and really good quality content, but there are other online gyms that provide really good workouts, like, right? And like that's just a fact, and that's true of any industry and any offering. So maybe you'll get lucky and they just happen to know you and they'll stick with you. Maybe you have great SEO and they find you, but the point is there's always going to be competition. There's always going to be other options for them. But what can you do that makes you unique, right? In that, I think the community aspect you're talking to, I think that really is the thing for you and others to double down on. Because once you have somebody in a community, once they have friends and people they know and trust there, they're not just going to throw that all away and go use the Nike app, because it's just not the same thing. Like, yeah, great, I'm sure you can get a comparable workout, but I'm losing that community aspect, and that's what I'm here for. And then the gym is kind of like the after effects. Like, cool, I also happen to get to be able to go to a gym online, but I'm here for the community, really.
Totally. And I think that the undertone of that community is one, it meets a social need, but also is it's the lifeblood that keeps someone accountable. It's like I'm in, whether it's part of a routine or the expectation to see somebody, or I paid and signed up, so now I have to go type thing. I think that's where this membership offering that we provided, plus connecting people with other members, has been super important. You're not just, the goal is to make it so you're not just alone sitting in your living room sweating and then turning it off and not having access to that sort of accountability and feeling of social connect.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point, because if you think about any membership out there, even if it's not fitness, it's like almost all of them are trying to either teach you something or help you like improve some aspect of your life or business. And if you have other people there, a community keeping you accountable, helping you be like, all right, let's actually do the thing that I paid for, that really helps regardless of what kind of business you have. So yeah, the community aspect has so many positive knock-on effects. It's hard to speak too highly of it, I guess. It's just a wonderful thing.
It really is. And I think that like the ongoing challenge that I'm so just curious about, and I love being a fly on the wall in conversations, is, how are people doing that in a unique way? Is it a Facebook group, or is it actually like a colleague of mine? She started her own online platform, very similar, but what she does is that she highlights the members' like hobbies. So last night she had a wine club with their members, and it was hosted by a member of her platform. So it was an invitation to be educated about these wines. What does that have to do with fitness? I don't know. But other people from the offering and from the space, like, oh, you're a member of this too, and I'm learning something that's beyond just like my daily sweat. So it's pretty cool to see how people are evolving and creating that connection.
I wonder if anyone's tried like a pen pal, like not email, like sending letters to each other, like having like an accountability buddy or something, that you send, Movement 108 branded postcards to each other, just kind of keep each other. It just because it's also offline. That's like totally. You gotta like, how many pieces of mail do we get that we actually care about? That's exciting. It's like maybe people who have getting married or like had a baby, and like that's kind of it. Everything else is pretty much spam mail.
People love mail. I love mail. My wife checks the mailbox all the time just to see if we got any Totally. Yeah. We get like 4 handwritten notes a year. So
it could be special.
Nice to update that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's a free tip for anyone out there. I just kind of throw it out there. It might be a terrible idea. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. Cool, Aaron. So yeah, I think that's really great stuff. Why don't we wrap up here a little bit? And if you could just share your website and anything else you want to kind of plug, any social media or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, to check out the platform, obviously, head to movement108.com. It's pretty self-explanatory. We try to make it as simple as possible. You can learn a lot about what's special about the workouts, the balanced offering that you get every week in terms of mobility, some strength, some body weight stuff, some kettlebell workouts. Social media is the same. On Instagram, Movement108, we do every so often Instagram live workouts. So you can kind of get to know conversationally the trainers, myself, and the other trainers I work with. And then I've got another project to check out, the Mover app, MOVR, in the App Store. That's again a different offering, but something I'm super passionate about. So lots of ways you can find me and move your bodies with me.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. That's great stuff. I hope everybody checks that out.
Thanks very much for the time, Ward. Appreciate it.